In this video, we're going to look quickly at the immune system. So the function of the immune system is to fight infection through the production of cells that inactivate foreign substances or cells. So basically, it protects you from anything that's going to get inside of it. So some terms that we need to know, a pathogen is an organism or virus that causes disease. And an antigen is a substance that triggers an immune response. So those are two things that we'll see cause your immune system to react. So your body's first defense is your skin. It is a barrier of layers of dead cells that prevents infection. So remember, the cells of your skin are like pancakes, so they layer on top of each other and provide not only a waterproof barrier, but they provide a thick layer that you would have to get through to injure yourself. So skin also produces mucus in some areas, saliva, tears that have an enzyme that breaks down bacterial cell walls. So your sweat, part of what is secreted on your cells is to break down some DNA. So some viruses are affected, some bacteria. It breaks the bacterial cell walls, and once they're broken, they can't infect you. Skin also produces oil and sweat that are acidic, which helps kill some bacteria. You also have mucus and cilia in your respiratory tract, so on the inside, and your nose, so all of your sinuses, that trap pathogens. Stomach acids and digestive enzymes also break down pathogens. So we have multiple layers of defense. So in this image, you can see some of those little hair cells, and you can see a gland that would produce maybe sweat in your skin. If pathogens get past your skin, the first is the inflammatory response. So that will cause swelling. So this involves production of white blood cells to fight infection, and the blood vessels near your wound expand, and that allows the white blood cells to get to the infected tissue. This will cause swelling and pain. Your white blood cells are bigger than red blood cells, so that's why there's the expansion of your blood vessels to get there. In the top right corner, you can see there are multiple types of white blood cells that you'll hear about. Lymphocytes are often something that you hear in discussions or articles. Another response that your body has is fever. So fever is caused when the body releases chemicals that increase the body's temperature to slow down or stop the growth of pathogens. So if we have a bacteria, you can either slow it down by making it very cold, or you can heat it up to try to kill it off. So your body tries to heat up and cause the fever. The issue is when your fever gets too high, that can cause some damage within your proteins. So you never want to let your fever get over, depends on a child, up to 104. That starts, 102, 103, that's when doctors start telling you to take medicine. But always check with your doctor, because your specific temperature might be a little different than somebody else's. There are two basic over-the-counter fever reducers that you'll hear about. So sometimes fevers can get too high, and sometimes it just makes your body ache and feel bad. So you have acetaminophen, which we know as Tylenol, or there's different NSAIDs. So these are two different categories. So the NSAIDs are aspirin, ibuprofen, naproxen, and sodium. So Tylenol, you want to be very careful. You can overdose and really hurt your liver. So ibuprofen is often given to kids. And then sometimes you have to switch back and forth between them if the fever is too high and lasts too long. So again, always talk to your doctor. Your immune response. So cells of the immune system recognize specific antigens. So the antigen is going to be what creates your body's response. So B lymphocytes provide immunity against antigens and pathogens in your body fluids. So that would be your blood. This is called humoral immunity. And you can see here, you have B cells and T cells in the little cartoon. So when an antigen is recognized, the B cells start dividing and they become memory B cells. And the plasma cells can release antibodies. So your antibodies will attach to the invaders, and the memory B cells will remain in the body to recognize that antigen if it comes back again. So this is what we're working with when you get a cold, and hopefully you don't get it again that season because your body has the memory for it. Whereas T lymphocytes provide defense against abnormal cells and pathogens inside your living body. This is called cell-mediated immunity. When cells become cancerous, or you have fungi and protists invade the body and cause issues within the cells, the T cells will divide into killer T cells, and that will try to destroy the foreign tissue or the cells that have been taken over. And again, you have memory T cells that are created to recognize that antigen or that fungi that comes back. With the immune system, we also talk about immunity. So vaccination is the treatment that causes the immune system to create plasma cells that have antibodies specific to the pathogen. These antibodies will speed up the immune response if the pathogen enters the body again. So it's, again, we said, if you give a vaccine, the body cells recognize what the vaccine is made of, and it stores a memory of it, so that if that virus gets back into your body, your cells recognize it right away and are able to start the reaction a lot quicker, days quicker, so that instead of being sick with the flu for a week where you feel horrible all week, your body can react within the day or two, and it's maybe you feel like you have a cold instead. Active immunity is also caused after the body is naturally exposed to a pathogen. So if you do get the flu, your body will create a response to it, so you shouldn't get it again as bad within that season. Then you have passive immunity, which is introducing antibodies made in another organism to fight off the pathogen. So this lasts for a short period of time until the body breaks down the introduced antibodies. This occurs when fetuses are in a mother's uterus or drinking the mother's milk. So right now they are looking at that as a treatment for viruses. Somebody has had it already. Let's take their antibodies and put it into a different person that has it so that their body can fight it off. Allergies is the most common overreaction of the immune system. So the body is triggered into immune response by allergies like pollen, dust, mold, and bee stings. So the body produces histamines, which are chemicals that release and increase the mucus production. So many people have seasonal allergies when the flowers start blooming and you have pollen in the air. You breathe that in and your body says, oh no, there's an invader. And it causes stuffiness, that swelling, you produce mucus, and you feel like you have a cold. That's all an overreaction. The body thinks that it's defending itself, when in reality, the pollen probably won't do anything to you other than create this allergy. Some people have really bad allergies, such as to a bee sting, where it will cause anaphylaxis shock, and then you have a lot of issues. And that is it for our immune system video. I have too many windows open.